Hey guys, what is going on? This is Jack Attack 45, and today I have a nice little Object 416 replay for you. Now, as you might notice, the astute of you might notice that the turret is actually stock on this tank when I'm playing this game, and the gun is actually the top gun. Now, what do you need to know about the frying pan? Well, the frying pan, as most people like to call it, has a tier 9 gun. And it has the same gun that the T-54 has. It has the same gun that the Object 432 has. And it actually has the same DPM as the Object 432. It has 60 less DPM than the T-54. So, that is insanity on a tier 8 tank. And that gun is very, very good on the T-54. It's just the penetration kind of lacks. But when you get 330 millimeters of pen on your heat shells, it makes up for it. It's no problem. But as you can see, the gun does 201 penetration and 320 alpha. So every single time you're firing, you are pumping out 320 alpha. Obviously, those heat rounds have 330 pen. They are the same damage. So this gun is insanity. And I have absolutely fallen in love with this tank. And I will say right now that this tank is overpowered. It is very, 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 very good. And it is, the DPM on it is just insanity. As of right now, though, you guys can see I have a 7.5 second reload, and when you get that top turret, it actually goes down to 6.9 seconds with 100% crew. And I don't think I have vents on this tank, but you can get it down a little bit more. I do have rammer, so it will go down a little bit because of the rammer, but it is 6.9 seconds with rammer. Now this game is actually going to start off kind of slow. This is the spot that I normally go to try to snipe as everybody's coming into the town, but we didn't have any scouts that really caught anybody coming into the town. And as you can see, this matchup is not very good for me. It is a 31%er. There's a lot of good players in the enemy team. There's an NTR member. There's also a J member. I think that's Jaguars. And then my team has decent players, but nothing too crazy. It's just pretty much me, and then a sea of red at the bottom there. And obviously it's a tier 9 match, so not top tier. Always love when you're top tier, but hey, you know, sometimes you just gotta make plays. This tank, like I said, it doesn't really matter. It's pretty much a tier 9 tank. It doesn't have the hit points. It lacks on the armor when it is compared with the T-54, but hey, if you don't have to brawl, it's really not a big deal. That is what I like to stay away from. And as you can see there, that WZ131, I don't know what I was doing. I was kind of waiting for him to get shot so I could shoot as well. And then by the time that actually happened, I failed my shot. So, of course, making the plays. But as you can see here, he's going to be driving away. Put a nice meaty shell into him. 322 damage. And this gun, man. This is 100 millimeter. It's very legendary on the T-54. And when you get it at tier 8, it just does so much work. It's crazy good. And one of the better things about this tank is the speed combined with the gun. And obviously, you know, it doesn't have that much gun depression. I think it only has -3 degrees of gun depression. But coming through the A44, I really got used to the fact that I didn't have any gun depression. So whenever I play this tank, I kind of have a list of places in my head where I know I can go with this tank. And actually, this is the first game that I figured out there is a spot that I'm going to show you guys later that saves my life and might change the outcome of the game. So stick around. Trust me, this game is worth it. Like I said, it starts off a little slow, and I've only got 322 damage, and it's 11 minutes in, or sorry, 4 minutes in. There's only 11 minutes left. And you know, my team's doing pretty well. 4-2, although we just lost our Object 704 there, which is not ideal. But, you know, they're holding down the town. It looks like they're holding down the southern flank as well. But, you know, not much is happening. And that's kind of the thing with this tank. You can't really push and brawl with people, but if you stay back and you bide your time, you won't get spotted, because this tank's camo value is really, really good. And it's very, very hard to hit. So even if you do get spotted, if you're juking and moving around, if anybody's 500 meters or farther away from you, it's very, very hard to hit this tank. And it's so low to the ground, which makes it very, very difficult to hit. So we do put in a 335 damage shell there. And we fire at the Borsig when he is not spotted one more time. And obviously, like I said before, the DPM with this bottom turret is not as good as the top turret. So it's an extra 0.6 seconds that I have to wait to reload this gun. But this was actually the first game that I played with this gun, And boy, am I glad that I had this gun, because you guys will see what ends up happening. Now, obviously this game has gone a little bit south. It is now 4-8, and I'm thinking, I don't know what happened, guys. We were doing fine, and now we're losing by 3 tanks. So I actually finish off that E50. Not a very good shot there on that Comet. And I have to help out my friends over here because they're all dying, and of course they're all dead already. So we went from winning the south to having a T-32 left, and I'm trying to save him. If I can, that would be glorious. And he actually finishes him off there. I don't know how he got that shell off before I did, but it's actually 9-9 now. So we've evened up the score once again. IS-8, T-25-2, and the Lerva are actually pushing up in the north. And then, of course, like I said, only have that T-32 in the south, and that T-43 actually goes and takes him out. So we got to finish this guy off. We can't have him getting around to our flank. And fire blind there. I'm pretty sure that one went in because I was judging how fast he was moving, and it actually didn't, so that's not ideal. But we do put that one in, another 322 damage. And as you can see, we've only hit 4 shots. We already have 1200 damage. That is why I love this tank. The alpha damage on it for a medium is just crazy, and even when you get the top turret, if you're top tier, you can use that turret to be pretty bouncy. It's very rounded, and if you stay hold down, obviously you're going to have a little bit of a problem shooting back at people, but if you stay hold down, it's actually really, really hard to hit. And like I said, guys, this tank is just so flat. The frying pan is so flat that you're just able to take advantage of positions that a lot of people would have a big problem with. And now it's 10-11. I think that the people moving north are going to be fine. The IS-8's a good player, the Lerva not so much, and the T-25-2 not so much. So I figured that the IS-8 would survive, and this actually scared the crap out of me because I knew he was here, and I was hoping that the T-29 and the Borsig were not, because if I got shot by a bunch of they're 2 tank destroyers, Jagdpanther and Borsig, I would be one shot right now. So actually go and finish the T-43 off. Lucky for me that the Borsig and the Jagdpanther were not there. The Jagdpanther actually takes out the Lerva as he's moving across, and as you guys can see right here, don't ever move across this side of the road. There is just no point. The tank destroyers in here will just eat you up. So that's what happened to both the IS-8 and the Lerva. They both went across the south side of that road up there, and of course the T-25-2 is about to meet the same fate. So I am going to be left in a little bit of an interesting situation here. Now, sadly, there was not 5 tanks to go against. I didn't get a Kolobanov's medal, but it is 1 versus 4 now, and we're going to put one more shell into this Borsig and finish him off. Thank goodness the T-25-2 was actually useful because he did spot that guy for me. So I actually take him out. That's big help for me because the less tier 8 tank destroyers they have, the less times I can have my health gone. So we're going to go on over and check to see if this T-29, oh, and of course there he is. And he's going to put 1 shell into us, which is not ideal, but we are going to end up finishing him off. So 278 damage right there. 276, sorry. And we do finish off that Borsig. So we have 4 kills already. And of course there is still 2 tanks left. And the T-25-2 is pinging their base, telling me exactly where they are. I never would have guessed that they were in their base. Never would have guessed. But as you can see, this game has advanced pretty quickly. From 11 minutes where I only had 1 shot to now I have 2.2k damage 5 minutes later. This last 5 minutes has been quite hectic. So I'm actually going to try to outplay these guys here. I'm going to try, because what I thought at this point was I figured that since they thought I was here, I kind of waited, since they thought I was here, I kind of waited until I was unspotted, and now I'm going to actually move around, try to get them, to see if I can spot them coming through here. Now, I don't know where the Centurion is. He hasn't been spotted since early game, so I'm not really sure. I know the Jagdpanther's here, so I was hoping I would be able to spot him coming along the tracks, but I said, screw that. I'm in a very vulnerable position here, and I thought that the Jagdpanther might come around here, so I'm actually going to get up onto this ridge right here and see if I can't intercept him, which hopefully would work. And I said, well, this is quite the pickle. And of course I am not very happy at the moment because my team all just died. But the good thing about it is that most of their players, most of their good players are gone. The Centurion 7-1 is a good player. The Panther is a decent player, but hopefully I will be able to outplay them. So we have 5.5 minutes left, and if we check the hit points, I have no idea how many hit points they have. I've seen neither one of them throughout the whole game. So I'm actually going to sit up here, and this is my original spot. And like I said before, this spot, very, very good for sniping if they're coming to the north, and I assumed that the Ag Panther would come around the north because he thought that I was in the south. I assumed that he would try to flank me and try to get to the base, but I would actually be sadly mistaken. Now, with the amount of shells this thing gets, it gets just enough. Just enough. It's like, I think it's like 28. And the ammo capacity can sometimes be a problem if you have to kill a lot of high health tanks. Now, I have 10 heat shells loaded on this thing. And of course, this was my first game, so I figured that I wouldn't need that many. But as you guys will see, I could have used a few more heat shells because in this situation, I probably want to have heat loaded already. I have to make every single shot count when it's 2v1. And as you can see, they actually snuck around the south flank and are capping. Now, I figured, oh, that was terrible. I didn't even, oh my. That was horrible. I definitely should have knocked that tree over. They know where I am. They should know where I am. They should have been monitoring this ridge. I mean, where else could I have gone, really? But I'm actually going to come around and go as far to the west as I possibly can and get up on this ridge and see if I can spot. Of course, I cannot. I do have optics on this tank, but remember, guys, this is a stock turret, so I didn't actually have that much view range. Now, I'm going to come around here. I want to get the reset off at least once before I start fighting these guys at the same time. Now, I'm actually going to get a spot off right here, and I'm going to see the Ag Panther, and I have heat loaded right now, so remember, I have to shoot at things that are flats. Now, the Centurion came out of nowhere. I did not see him right next to the Ag Panther. I had the side of the Ag Panther, but it didn't go through, so as you can see, we do get a reset there. And I think I probably hit the tracks. Yep, I damaged the right track. And then I actually put one into the Ag Panther. So, you're seeing this DPM go to work. Now, they are both on the cap, and I realize, wait a minute, there is a glorious, glorious hill right here. And as you can see now, I am completely hull down. My gun is barely sticking off. And as you can see, I've already bounced 2 or 3 shells, and there it is right there. Both the gun mantlet shots have been bounces. So, really, really lucky to get that. And that one actually goes into the tracks. I wish I would have had AP loaded there. But the Ag Panther is going to be rushing. Very, very quick tank, the Ag Panther. So he's going to be just as fast as the Centurion 1. I'm putting shots in the Centurion, or I'm putting shots in the Ag Panther, trying to hold off the Centurion as well, trying to juke as best I can. Actually juke that one right there, and then I see that the Centurion 1's gone back, so I'm just going to shoot at the Ag Panther, and the heat goes straight through the top. So, perfect. The only problem is I only have 3 heat shells left, and the Centurion's turret is obviously really, really strong. Now that one was pretty lucky, kind of a snapshot there. Put that one into the Centurion, 610 damage I've already dealt to him. So obviously this DPM is doing work. Now this guy on the other team is also hull down. Well, except for that last shot. He's pretty hull down, and he's gonna make a few errors here, but at the same time, I get very, very lucky in the fact that some of these shots, they should not hit my gun mantlet. I actually penetrate him there once again, and I think that was kind of a misplay by him. He knew he had to know he was spotted, and he stayed up there for too long, kind of tried to wait for me to come out. And of course, I'm just going to snapshot these. I'm not going to be sitting there trying to aim, because if he actually hits me one more time, I could actually die, I think. With the top gun, I think you have 390 alpha, so it's kind of a toss-up as to whether I die or not. And, oh, that one went right into his gun mantlet. I saw that one. And that was my last heat shell. So all I have left is AP. Now, like I said before, guys, this tank is so flat. It's crazy, crazy, crazy flat. So this guy cannot actually shoot anything but my turret. And once again, I'm going to try to make him miss. And as you can see, the IS-8 is giving me the best commentary in the world. 1 minute, 20 seconds, you gotta go, you gotta go. I'm like, no, bro, I'm not going to go. Okay, and there's another shot right into the gun mantlet. And that is the 3rd shot that's going into my gun mantlet. Any one of those 3 shots penetrates, I'm probably dead right now. So I'm trying to take my time, trying to aim at that top part of his tank. He only has 202 hit points left, so I only need 1 more shot into his turret, and I take him out. Now, we just ticked under a minute there, and guys, my hands were shaking at this point. It was nuts. It obviously wasn't a Kolobanovs, but I mean, I was 1v4. I was like, I can't even believe this is happening. I got the chance to face this guy, and then he pens my turret. And let's look and go see where that one was. Right on the outside of my gun mantlet. So, sadly, my gun mantlet could not hold up. I take another shot there, and he took out my gunner, if you guys noticed, and I had to make sure that he was back in action. So now we're down to 30 seconds left. Now, this is completely even. 1 shot from either one of us can kill the other player. And obviously he's got a Centurion 7-1 and I have an object, but I think I have the better position right now because he is guessing as to where I'll be, and I can kind of poke out and shoot and come back, and that one actually hit his gun mantlet, so I have 7 seconds left, and am I going to reload? I have a 7.5 second reload. Will he shoot? And I get him! I bounced him! And I actually got him with 0.5 seconds left. I don't know how that happened, but that was the Top Gun. That was 4.2k damage, and I actually hit him. I don't even know. I really don't know. I'm gonna go back last 30 seconds here in slow motion. So I'm on 194 health. He's on 202. Like I said, either one of us can pen, and we will kill them. So we need to make this shot count. And of course, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna try one more, and of course I snapshot it, and that's with 9 seconds left. So I have time for one reload, okay? And I'm just going to do this in half speed. Now, I'm reloading. I got 6 seconds left. All right, and I get my reload. Okay, I'm reloaded. I'm coming out. 2 seconds left, 1 second left. 1 second left. And I'm going to slow this down even more. 1 second left. He hits my gun mantlet. I fire with 1 second left. So he actually nails my gun mantlet right there, as you guys can see. And I go and shoot him straight through the cheek, as you can see right there. Oh my goodness, that was a crazy shot. So my gun mantlet was actually more troll than a Centurion 7-1. Now you do not see that very often in the Object 416, but guys, you just got to use the terrain. You got to find terrain that you can use if you're in that kind of situation. That was perfect. I didn't even realize that hill was there, and we ended up winning that game. So there you go, the shot of my last week here. That was a crazy, crazy shot. Snapshotted right outside his gun mantlet, and of course, he's dead. The glorious explosion. Ah, all the smoke. Oh my goodness, guys. I don't even know how that just happened. Whew. All right, we're going to check on over to the score screen. Alright, and here we are over at the score screen, and as you guys can see, I was pretty happy with this one. 4.5k damage and the carry, 4,475, and that is with 11 minutes left, and I only had done 300 damage. So pretty awesome to see that DPM working. I actually ended up making 69,000 credits there. 4,668 experience. That was the first win of the day. It hit 23 out of 29 shots for a total of 79%. That was only the first class mastery badge. This tank is really, really good, so you have to do crazy, crazy well with it to actually get the mastery badge. I still haven't got it yet. Top Gun and Defender. And I actually had, let's see, 127 base defense points. Oh my goodness. What a game, what a game. And I actually ended up with 1,400 base experience, 4,475 damage, like I said. And guys, this game was just so tense. I ended up losing 10,000 credits, though, so it's not really that great of a game in terms of credit-wise, but I had to shoot that heat. I really did. I had to use all my heat. I actually spent 71,000 on heat that game, so, and my other ammunition. So, guys, I hope you did enjoy that game. I got the goosebumps just watching that one over again. It was so awesome at the time. I mean, that was just the perfect storm. I had just gotten that gun. My turret wasn't upgraded yet, so I couldn't see them on the cap from the ridge. I found that little hump in the ground and ended up winning the game. So, guys, I hope you did enjoy the Object 416 game. I love this tank. If you haven't found it, if you haven't found the glory of the 416 yet, make sure to go out and try to pick it up. I will try to get my mastery badge in this for you guys to do a replay, or sorry, to do a review on. And guys, I hope you did enjoy the video today. This has been JackTech45, signing out. Peace!